Eastside Pitbull Cruz. Lamont Roach, December 6th, 2025. It's going down. Pay-per-view to be exact. And yes, it's another pay-per-view. Shout out to PBC for this one. And yes, the fight fans have been getting abused over the last couple of years with multiple pay-per-views on top of subscriptions. And here we are with another one. But with that said, I think this is going to be a good fight, a good product, something worth seeing. Especially with the support, fights, the likes of Jana Beck and Laura and Oshaki Foster and Stephen Fulton. See, those are going to be two good fights on the undercard or co-support, whatever you want to call it, that will push this event to potentially pay-per-view worthiness, right? I wish it wasn't pay-per-view because it'll put more eyeballs on the likes of on a Oshaki Foster or a Stephen Fulton. Put more eyeballs on a Janet Beck as he's coming up and really growing his career, or put the eyeballs back on the resurgence of Laura, the veteran whose second half of his career has been amazing, knocking guys out. But with the main event, right, we got Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz, and I'm going to call them the ghost of Tank Davis past. And that's not being disrespectful. I'm being honest. That is what they are. Past fighters of Tank Davis who have grown their careers and got name recognition. Aesop Pitbull Cruz has really grown his name, grown his brand. See, fighters need to take a lesson from Aesop Pitbull Cruz, because when you get that big chance, that big fight opportunity, not only do you need to show up and show out at that fight and put on a good event, which he did, outperformed what many thought was going to happen against Gervonta Tank Davis, who did hurt his hand in that fight and boxed to a decision victory. But many actually thought Pitbull might have taken that fight and really wanted to see that rematch. But more importantly, fighters need to learn what Isak did after that. He put on shows consistently after fighting Tank, growing his own brand, consistently and reliably coming out and putting on a real fight, win, lose, or draw. See, no one gives a damn about losing anymore. We don't care about that. We care about the fight products. If you want a pay-per-view, bring me fights. Bring me men who execute proper violence. Bring me men who know how to fight and box. See, that's what grows the sport of boxing. That's what Aesop Pitbull Cruz is. See, he's grown his brand. He's got a big Mexican fan base and really now a big American fan base behind him because he comes to fight. You know what you're going to get. Pressure, violence. That's what you're going to get. That's entertaining for us. Lamont Roach. Is he going to be able to do the same? Fought Tank Davis back in March. Executed a beautiful game plan. Boxed beautifully in that pocket. Really went toe for toe with Tank. Minimized the power. And really put on a display where many thought he won. Got a draw. But many thought he won with that knee. That random controversial knee that Tank Davis took. Lamont Roach has been on a interview tour since then, keeping his name going, and tried to get the rematch with Tank. At one point, we thought we had it signed, sealed, delivered. Then, okie doke, Tank tries to get the Jake Paul fight. That falls through. Tank is in a lot of trouble and really hasn't been the same since fighting Lamont Roach. And that's one thing Lamont's riding on, right? He believes he changed Tank. He thinks Tank ducked him and scared of him. Really got in his head. Well, December 6, 2025, Lamont, it's time for you to prove it. See, it's not about what you did in that Tank Davis fight. It's now what you're going to do after that. Can you grow your brand? You're going to be taking on a pressure power puncher like Aesop Pitbull Cruz. He's been beaten since Tank, but he's still a hard out. He's going to be rough. He's going to fight on the inside. He's going to load up with overhand right. He's going to load you up with volume. So how do you outperform a guy like that? Well, take a guy like William Zepeda. We're going to break him down with two fights. The Tevin Farmer fight, Tevin made a mistake in falling into the trap of that volume puncher, the guy that tries to drown you with punches, blind you and get you out of your tactics, remove your game plan. See, a guy with a lot of volume, even if they got power, no power, a guy with a lot of punches, what they do is confuse you in the ring and give you limited time to think, limited time for strategy, limited time for movement. You got to be quick on the draw and punch through their punches. See, that's what they do. They throw you off their game plan, especially if they got the fan crowd behind them. Take the same William Zepeda who beat Tevin Farmer and put him in with a guy like Shakur Stevenson, who stayed in the pocket and saw through that, stayed cool, calm, and collected mentally and punched through the punches. and outperformed the likes of Williams Zepeda, outperformed the expectations of fight fans who thought he was just going to move around and really punch through the punches and gave us an entertaining fight. See, Lamont Roach, you're going to have to do the same. Don't get tricked into going blow for blow, toe for toe. It will be entertaining, but that's really Isak's territory. He's already got the fan crowd behind him, fighting in his territory, so to speak. PBC loves him. The business of boxing pushing him. You're probably going to be down a card before you even, or down a round before you even walk into this thing. Fighting his kind of fight really boosts up his fans and really, gets the judges in his favor because you got yourself fighting his type of fight. Now, that doesn't mean you can't beat him at his own game. I think he got good, respectable power, decent chin. But to me, based on the history of how you box, that really isn't you. And then you can't sit back all night and be a counterpuncher because then you'll just get overwhelmed by volume. He overloads on punches, probably lands more shots. Looks like you're just scared, backing up. And the judges, again, scoring in favor of him. So you got to fight the right game, and that's punch with enough volume and precision to throw off Isak. Punch through his punches, see through the fog of volume. Can he manage it? I'm not sure. I haven't seen Lamont Roach yet in this type of fight, at least the fights I've studied. So we're going to go back some more. This isn't our official prediction, right? We got our 3-minute fight drills, our 3-minute fight breakdowns. Got plenty of time to go over that. We'll give you that official prediction. But for right now, I got it 55-45 favor to Isak. But back to Lamont. Take a lesson out of Shakur Stevenson book. See through the punches and let your hands go. Be defensively responsible, but let your hands go. And when he gets rough, because he will, you get rough back. Just like you did to Tank. Big man him. You are the bigger fighter in this one. Let him know that you are the big man in this one. That you put on a better performance against Tank than he did. That you are a real fighter, real boxer. We're going to see where your mentality is if you can stick to the game plan and really execute proper precision punching at a right output. Pot shot won't win you this one. Proper execution of volume and precision wins you this. I think you can do it. We're going to study some more, see the key to victory is the road to victory for this one. But right now, you got a tough task ahead of you because Isak is really hungry for this one. He's taken some tough outs lately, and he wants to keep growing his own brand further and further. The ghost of Tank Davis passed. We'll wrap this up. I think it's going to be a good fight event. I think both men are going to put on a good product. Again, I don't agree with the pay-per-view, but it is what it is. 55-45 favorite right now, Isak PITBULL Cruz, but our official prediction will come when we do our 3-minute fight drills, our 3-minute fight breakdowns. But right now, the only way for Lamont Roach to win is with proper execution in the pocket, punching through the punches with the right volume and precision. I don't see either man getting knocked out in this fight. It will go to the cards, and that's why you need to let your hands go, Isak, to make sure the scorecards are scored in your favor. Same thing for Isak. Stick to your game plan. Be rough, be rugged. But if you want to throw Lamont Roach off, implement a bit of head movement, implement some defense, and you can probably easily take this one with the output that you've got. Either way, hit that like button. It's free. Comment below. Subscribe if you got the time. It's your boy Casual Rep Sunday Podcast. Let us know who you think about this fight, who you got. Either way, let's rock out. It's your boy Casual Rep Sunday Podcast. Till the next time. Peace.